Douglas Hodge, Tony nominee for La Cage aux Folles. You won the Olivier Award for this role in London. In large part, it's being revived now in New York because of the performance and production that you guys had over there. That's pretty exciting. And now it's coming into the Tonys with tied for the most nominations, a revival. 11. This is pretty astounding. What a ride, huh?
Oh, it's an extraordinary adventure, the whole thing. I mean, we started at the Meunier Chocolate Factory, which is sort of off-Broadway fringe venue, and it's very different here. I'm the only one who's survived from the English version. So, it's entirely American cast, and there's a totally different expectation here. But the heart of it is very much the same. It's a poignant story about, my character is an extremely vulnerable man who dresses as a woman, and it's a love story with Kelsey Grammer. And that chemistry, as long as that works, it's a wonderful musical, and it's a very funny musical. So hopefully it stays intact.
And I have to ask the obligatory question, of course. Straight man playing a gay man and playing an over-the-top, theatrical, diva-ish gay man, really trying to find your inner woman. That was a challenge dramatically, right? Or maybe not.
Well, I realized after I'd been playing it for a while that I'd spent most of my time looking at women rather than men. So actually I'd researched them far more than most of the parts I'd ever played in my career. Mm-hmm. But yeah, and I've spent a lot of time waiting for women too, and now I know why. There are so many things to get right.
George Hearn won the Tony Award for this back in the early 80s. Did you see that performance?
No, I've heard him, and I've listened to some of his recordings of the songs, but I didn't see it.
And how, from that, do you sense that your interpretation of this role is different?
I sense that he was, from his voice, I mean, he's a much more sort of operatic singer than I am, and I'm an actor first and then a singer, I suppose, and I sense that he was sort of more masculine. I don't know.
He was pretty good. I saw the original production. I see what you're saying.
I didn't see it, so I can't, but I certainly, what I'm playing is someone who's incredibly fragile, and he, from what I've heard, seems very robust, but it's a wonderful rendition.
But you're noted in Britain for Pinter plays, this kind of more theatrical, dramatic stuff, not for big musicals, right?
No, I've done one other musical.
How did you get this part?
Well, I did Guys and Dolls, which was a complete departure with Michael Grandage at the Donmar, and I played Nathan Detroit, and I just loved it. And I'd been working with Terry Johnson at the Royal Court, and we'd done all sorts of gritty, hard-bitten, tough kitchen sink dramas, new plays, some of his work, and then he offered me this musical, and I wanted to do another musical. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And then I just fell in love with the role, the whole idea of playing this man who hates himself, who wants, lives as a woman, who's in the wrong body, is worried that his 20-year relationship is failing, and it's also the funniest thing I've read for years. So it was irresistible.
It would have been interesting to turn the clock back, wouldn't it, and played this role. Was it 1983, the original production? Somewhere around then.
I don't know, yeah.
When it was shocking, because it's not so shocking today, but that fear that he feels as a character was real when this show debuted.
Yeah, although there's been a whole raft of gay drama that is very, very, prepossessed with the whole AIDS period, inevitably and rightly. So it's quite nice to actually do something where that isn't a major issue. Of course, frankly, if a gay couple sat on the subway today and kissed openly, people would get up and leave or look at their feet, or they would be shocked by it. I mean, it hasn't changed that much.
Right.
And, the whole civil marriage thing is still just teetering around, it seems to me. So there's a kind of massive cheer when Kelsey and I kiss at the end of the show, which is really, really, it's pleasing for that to happen. Mm-hmm. So I don't think it's that different, probably.
Okay, well, good luck to you.